May the 12th. New map of Ukraine. Russia-Ukraine war. What happened on the 443rd day of the war? Ukrainian forces have begun shaping operations for counteroffensive, senior U.S. military official. The U.S. has accused South Africa of supplying weapons to Russia. Areas captured by Wagner around Bakhmut are being lost to Ukraine, Russian warlord. A Ukrainian drone attacked an oil storage depot in the Russian border region of Bryansk. The United Kingdom will send long-range cruise missiles to Ukraine. U.S. decision to send confiscated Russian assets to Ukraine. Now let's go into more detail. Ukrainian forces have begun shaping operations for counteroffensive, senior U.S. military official. Ukrainian forces have begun shaping operations in advance of a highly anticipated counteroffensive against Russian forces, a senior U.S. military official and senior Western official tell CNN. Shaping involved striking targets such as weapons depots, command centers, and armor and artillery systems to prepare the battlefield for advancing forces. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said his country still needs a bit more time before it launches the counteroffensive in order to allow some more of the promised Western military aid to arrive in the country. U.S. envoy says Russian ship picked up arms in South Africa. The U.S. envoy to South Africa says he is confident that a Russian ship had picked up weapons in South Africa in a possible breach of Pretoria's declared neutrality in the Ukraine conflict. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa did not confirm or deny the shipment took place, but said his government was looking into the matter when an opposition leader asked him about the issue in parliament. The U.S. ambassador to South Africa, Ruben Brigetti, told local journalists in a briefing earlier on Thursday that Washington was confident a Russian vessel had uploaded weapons and ammunition from South Africa in December. Amongst the things we noted were the docking of the Russian cargo ship Lady R in Simonstown between December the 6th and December the 8th, 2022, which we are confident uploaded weapons, ammunitions, as it made its way back to Russia, Brigetti added. Later, South Africa's presidency announced that South Africa will hold an independent inquiry led by a retired judge into an alleged arms shipment to Russia. Areas captured by Wagner around Bakhmut are being lost to Ukraine, Russian warlord. The head of the Wagner private military company, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has again complained that areas captured by his fighters around the eastern city of Bakhmut at the expense of heavy casualties are now being lost to the Ukrainians. This situation on the western flanks is developing according to the worst of the predicted scenarios. Those territories that were liberated with blood and lives of our comrades every day progressing by dozens or hundreds of meters during many months, today are abandoned almost without any fight by those who are supposed to hold our flanks, Prigozhin said in a Telegram message Thursday. His perspective is in stark contrast to the views of the Ukrainian battle line commander in the area, who stated that it was Russian regular forces that were putting up the stiffest resistance while Wagner units had been the first to run. Ukrainian drone attacks oil storage depot in Russian border region, governor. A Ukrainian drone attacked an oil storage depot in the Russian border region of Bryansk, the local governor said in a post on his Telegram channel on Thursday. There were no casualties after the attack on the facility near the town of Klintsy, owned by Russia's Rosneft oil company, though one storage tank was partially damaged, Governor Alexander Bogomaz said. Finance Minister Serhiy Marchenko says that Ukraine has received $16.7 billion in financial aid from its Western allies so far this year. In 2023, Ukraine has already received $16.7 billion in budget aid from foreign donors. We also have assurances from partners regarding further support in financing the state budget deficit in 2023, Marchenko's ministry quoted him as saying. The minister commented during a meeting that included finance ministers and central bankers from G7 countries. He thanked those participating for their unprecedented efforts to mobilize the financing. Ukraine faces a $38 billion budget deficit this year, and the government is also asking for another $14 billion to reconstruct critical infrastructure and the energy sector. UK to send cruise missiles to Ukraine. The United Kingdom is donating Storm Shadow cruise missiles to Ukraine, it has said. I can confirm that the UK is donating Storm Shadow missiles to Ukraine, Defense Secretary Ben Wallace told Parliament. The use of Storm Shadow will allow Ukraine to push back Russian forces based within Ukrainian sovereign territory. Wallace's comments come after CNN reported earlier on Thursday that the UK would send the weapons to Kiev before its anticipated counteroffensive. The Kremlin on Thursday criticized a decision by the United States to transfer to Ukraine the confiscated assets of conservative Russian businessman Konstantin Malofeyev, saying it was illegal and would backfire on Washington. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland on Wednesday authorized millions of dollars worth of Malofeyev's confiscated assets to be sent for use in Ukraine, the first such instance of confiscated Russian money being used in such a way. Asked about the case, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said the United States had stolen the money and such decisions would hit it like a boomerang. This undermines the confidence of investors and owners of assets that are somehow connected with America. And this certainly cannot remain without consequences for the United States, he said. Peskov said such steps demanded a response but did not say what action Russia might take. He said there was no possibility of contesting it via a lawsuit in the United States because we do not have the opportunity to defend our rights in court. The U.S. Justice Department charged Malofeyev last year with violating sanctions imposed on Russia after its invasion of Ukraine, saying he had provided financing for Russians promoting separatism in Crimea. Attorney General Garland said the case marked the first U.S. transfer of forfeited Russian funds for the rebuilding of Ukraine, but it would not be the last. That's all our information for today. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Bye until next videos.